agenda item number 2, the public forum. So it's over to you to raise questions.
If I can start then. I've got a long list of questions, but they have been circulated in advance to yourself, the clerk, and Councillor Casson behind me,
Yeah.
In the hope that they could all be answered tonight.
Yeah.
This was sparked really by the publicity on social media about the survey that went out.
Yeah.
So some of these questions are mine, others are questions that people have asked me to raise for them because they can't be here tonight, or they were raised up in social media. And one councillor who's not here tonight suggested that this was the best forum, not social media, to get some answers to those questions. So if I can launch into these. Moulton Park has been publicly owned since March 2016. In 2016, Councillor Casson said residents from across the district could look forward to, quote, first-class recreational facilities. In 2019, Lord Porter said he could see no reason why children could not be enjoying a play area by summer 2020. Granted, there's been COVID, but the council has still been working, and this would have been an ideal space for socially distanced exercise and relaxation in the outdoors during the pandemic. Does anyone here know why, in 2022, we're still waiting for public access?
Okay, thank you. As I said earlier, there were some questions that are really directed towards the District Council, I guess, and the Parish Council. The Parish Council is only interested in the circa 1 acre of land for the proposed or potential play area. So I'm going to have to ask Councillor Casson if he can answer these questions from a District Council side, if that's okay.
Yep.
I'll do my best, Mr. Chairman. We had got a suggested plan for opening it up to the public, but at the moment with the pandemic and the lack of officers available to manage it, it's, as it was said in the paper last time or the time before, it's on pause. We were hoping to get a planning application in for opening it up, and there was a lot of comments and complaints. It's taken an awful lot of officer time with all the different surveys we've had to be doing and all the rest of it. We were going to hope to include a play area for the parish, because they greatly need one. It's a big village, and it's a shame that there's not been a play area. The idea was to include that in the plan, and that's what we were told to do, or I was told to do. But then I'm pleased we got that was on hold, but then I'm pleased to say that we could follow on with getting the play area, of which we're at that stage now. So I can't update you anymore, but everything else at that moment is on pause.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
Next question.
So when at the earliest will public access be available?
Anthony?
I'll say again, it's on pause, and so I can't say any more than that.
Right. Yeah.
Does that include the play area?
I think we'll go through the questions to let things come a bit more clearer.
Okay.
If that's okay.
What was the purpose of the survey with specific regard to speeding up provision of a play area for Moulton?
I can answer that one. There wasn't a speeding up, but the purpose of the survey was that as the District Council wanted to make sure that we had engaged with the public about the desire and the need for play area provision in the village and play area provision within Moulton Park. So that's what we did. I I know there was a survey before, as you well know, but it was a number of years ago. People have moved into the village, people have moved out of the village, so we needed to provide the district council with the most up-to-date information as we possibly could. So that's the reason why the survey was done.
Right. And what are the survey results?
The survey results are of 847 surveys that went out. We had a reply, 288 reply, which was a return of 34%. And then breaking it down into the two questions, the village play area provision, of the 288, there was 275 for, which was 95.5%, and 13 against, which was 4.5%. In respect of the play area provision in Moulton Park, of the 275, of the 288 returned, there was 245 in support, which was 85.1%. There was 40 against, which was 13.9%, and there were 3 that did not answer, which is 1%. So the crux of it was that 95.5% of the village supported a play area within the village, and 85.1% supported it being in the park.
So it's no overriding mandate really to get on and establish that play area in the park?
No, not necessarily. It was 2 questions. But that was the results, and that is the results of the survey.
Okay, right. I think the next question you've really answered in part. It's surely the need for a play area had already been firmly established. I remember a parish survey for a neighbourhood plan conducted by this council when respondents wholeheartedly supported provision of a play area. Why had it been thought necessary to ask this question again? But you've said comings and goings. Yeah, okay, fair enough. If a play area is possible in the park, is there a catch?
From a parish council side, I certainly hope not. As I say, all the parish council is interested in is looking at the opportunity of taking up a 1 acre piece of land to provide a play area, a picnic area, and an area for car parking. I can't see, that's all that the parish council has done. I've got Councillor Casson wanting to speak after, so he probably just wants to follow on from that.
All I want to say, Mr. Chairman, is there's certainly no catch attached to it.
Right, okay. I think the catch that's been referred to is in this next question. Is putting a play area in Moulton Park going to open the door to houses being built there?
I can't respond from a parish council side because it's not a parish council matter, but Councillor Casson can elaborate.
I can't say any more than I've said before. I mean, there's no catch, and it's on pause for everything else to do with the park at the moment.
Right. It's on pause, as I understand it, because of the public response to the suggestion that houses could be built in the park. Is that correct?
There's no catch, and there's no discussion on that.
Okay, we'll go on. Why is the parish council proposing to lease just a single acre when the park stretches to 23 acres?
That's what's being made offered to the parish council. I would go a bit further on that, and as you say, you're quite right, it is 23 acres. Which, to put in some context, at the moment the 23 acres falls, as it's a South Holland District Council park, falls upon the taxpayers of South Holland District. Were the parish council to take on 23 acres, I'm saying this hypothetically, then that means that it would fall upon the taxpayers of Moulton Parish. That would throw the precept into unbelievable territory, and it's it's not even a point for discussion. The whole thing revolves around the provision of a play area, a muchly needed play area and provision, and 1 acre should provide that.
Okay. Was this an arbitrary figure, or was there any advice sought about the area required for a play area for a village of this size?
It's what's been. It's a proposal. I guess there is opportunity for further discussion, to open discussion on it to make it more larger. But I will reiterate, the larger it gets, the more it falls upon the taxpayers of Moulton Parish.
Okay. The next bit's not really a question, really, it's more a statement. Fields in Trust, formerly the National Playing Fields Association, recommends a total of 6 acres of recreational land for every 1,000 residents, of which 4 acres should be outdoor sports and recreation space and 2 acres for children's play, with some of this being equipped playgrounds. Moulton has a population of around 1,600 people, so by any calculation, a single acre to include car parking space and a picnic area is not enough.
I guess that's a matter of opinion.
That's the opinion of the Fields in Trust, formerly the National Playing Fields Association.
Yeah. And they're quite, you can't argue against what they've said.
Well, they're experts, you can imagine.
But at the end of the day, it's down to discussion of what the area is available, and within that, what is available.
But the acre on offer is an acre that's been offered by the District Council. It could be 2 acres.
Yeah, as I said earlier, if it looks as if it could be larger, well, that's something for discussion. Coming back to the survey, and this is why it's a 2-part survey, is looking for play area provision in Moulton and play area provision in the park. If the survey would have come back and said, yes, we support play area provision in Moulton, why would it not? But it came back and said, we don't support it in the park, there wouldn't be any, we wouldn't need to be going any further forward. That's why it was very much a 2-part question.
So question 2 was irrelevant, really, wasn't it? If you answered no to question 2, you were in effect answering no to question 1.
No, sorry, I just got to be on hold. No, I disagree. I think
is there somewhere else other than the park that the play area can be put?
No. Not
so as I say,
of,
question 2 is irrelevant. You couldn't answer no to question 2, I don't want it in the park, but yes to question 1, I do want the play area, because there is nowhere else for it to go.
There's a desire, as we found.
It's been a desire for decades. It's been a desire for decades.
In previous years, and we haven't found that piece of land. But that's not to say that we're not actively looking. And we continue to be actively looking, and that's why there was a whole need to answer that 2-part question in that survey.
Okay, move on then. Where in the park is the acre and its access point?
It's all TBC, but potentially you would be looking at an access point opposite Burnstone Gardens. There's a small gate that you could very visible as you drive by it, if you drive by slow enough, or walk by there. And obviously there's access to get over there. Any other way in, other than the main entrance, would involve significant investment in terms of filling in the area, etc., etc. So that would be the most logical access point.
And it's situated in that corner?
Yeah, just as you drive in.
Yeah, okay. Is the lease conditional on any development in the park? Sorry, it goes back to the catch question, really.
Yeah, sure. There is no lease, but from a parish council side, the parish council will be signing up to a lease that allow the catch, as you say it. It would be, but it would be looking at each 1 acre. And I think this is a bit that got a little bit confusing, and where social media sort of went, and I can understand it, as I put on, trying to explain a little bit. there is a lot of recent history about what's gone on in the park, and people still have the memories of that. They're still, quite fresh in their mind. But it was a bit. A lot of the things that were being publicised and written were really relating to the 22 acres that the parish council has no involvement in, other than the 1 acre which the parish council does or could potentially have an interest in, subject to the survey coming back. So I completely understand it, but it was a bit off tangent when you actually looked at the questions.
Right, so the details of the lease haven't been worked out yet?
No. We've got to get past survey point first.
Right.
That's now done. We can go back to the district council and say we have engaged with the public. This is the figures. Tonight is the announcement of the figures, and we can look at continuing the discussions with them.
Okay. You may not be able to answer this next one then, which is what is the cost of the lease and how long will it last?
No idea.
Okay.
But we'll let you know as and when things progress.
Okay. Does anyone here know what South Holland District Council's plans are for the remainder of the park? If so, can they tell us? If not, why not?
I'll refer to Councillor Cassidy. I think you've already been given your answers.
I think I'll give it.
Does anyone know then if the proposal for a dog walking area has been dropped? That was in the original proposal.
The same answer, I guess. Is it Councillor Cassidy or?
At the moment, no. I mean, the acre is offered to the parish council on a lease for, and like the chairman says, the amount that the time of the lease hasn't even been discussed yet. So we wanted to see what the answers were to some questions that we want before we put the application in. So I'm pleased to say that they want a play area in Moulton. So we'll move on from that, and the acre will be for a small car parking area, a picnic area, and a play area. And that's
a lot to put in a single acre. Yeah, move on.
To give some context of size, Moulton Seas End play area, which hopefully we're all familiar with, is about 0.67 of an acre. And you think what's in there in terms of...
There's no car parking provision.
No, there isn't, but that's in 0.67 of an acre. They're talking about an acre.
Waplow playing field is more than an acre. That doesn't have any car parking provision either.
No. That's right.
And Moulton's a much bigger village than both of those.
Yeah.
Right. The local plan designates the whole of the park as, quotes, a local wildlife park. That's informed by Policy 28, which says the natural environment, a high-quality, comprehensive ecological network of interconnected designated sites, sites of nature conservation importance and wildlife-friendly green space will be achieved by protecting, enhancing and managing natural assets. Will the Parish Council ensure that South Holland District Council honours these commitments?
It's not for the Parish Council to say or dictate to the District Council. It's owned by the District Council, the park is. But
the Parish Council has an interest in it because it's in its parish. It must have a say in it, it must have a view on it.
It can have a say, but it can't give a deciding factor.
No, but would that say, would the Parish Council consider that it ought to pressure the District Council into honouring those commitments in its own local plan? The District Council helped draw up that local plan, they signed up to it. You'll know that, you're on the District Council, so is Councillor Casson.
Yeah.
Are they going to stick by that policy?
Yeah. As I say, I'm talking about Parish Council. This is a Parish Council meeting.
But you are District Councillor as well.
I am District
And this
Council.
is a public forum. This isn't actually part of the official Parish Council business yet, is it? So you could answer this question.
Well, I could. Yeah, you're quite right. Yes, I could. As it talks about the further areas of the park. I think that that's something that needs to be reiterated within South Holland, within the District Council. And the words written, I think, are very supportive of that. I don't know if Councillor Castle would...
I agree. I mean, what we have to do and abide by, we will do.
Okay. Is there any chance or merit in a trust being formed to protect the green space in the park for future generations?
That's if there's enough people who want to come forward for it, and if a negotiation... So I'm speaking for the District Council here, but from a Parish Council view, the Parish Council, I'm sure, would support that. But it would be an agreement between the Trust and the District Council.
Mm.
And the park and the play area obviously would be within that.
Right.
You would think.
So anyone interested in forming a trust needs to approach the District Council with that idea in mind.
Because the District Council own the park.
Yeah, okay. And the final question, is it correct that the Parish Council already own the land? Or let's phrase it another way, who owns all that land at the moment?
We all do.
South Holland District Council.
As taxpayers of South Holland District Council.
Up until the point that they lease an acre or 2 acres to the Parish Council.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, if it's a lease, it will still be owned by South Holland District Council.
Right. So there's no suggestion that at the moment the Parish Council owns any of that land. It's all owned by the District Council.
It's all district.
Yeah. Okay, sorry to hog the show, folks.
No, you're quite welcome, and thanks for giving a bit of a heads up on the questions as well.
Okay.
It is very helpful.
Is this on the agenda for further in the meeting, or is this the only discussion about it tonight?
It's really the only discussion about it. If it comes up within the meeting, but at this moment in time, I don't see any reason as to why it does. You know, we've had the survey back. Our next steps is to let the District Council know that and start having further engagements with them. I will say that anybody's obviously welcome to come to any Parish Council meeting, and if they want to come in and look for further updates about that. But any questions have to be raised in the public forum. After the public forum's done, then we go into council session where the public are allowed to speak.
Right. Sorry, one other question has just occurred to me. The survey, was that the Parish Council's idea, or was it done at the request of the District Council?
It was the District Council wanted to know what engagement had been done with the public. And the Parish Council said, well, the best way of doing that is by way of a survey.
It was one of our questions, wasn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Mr. Chair, I just want to just say one thing.
Yeah, Councillor Keeper.
Yeah, Mr. Malkin had said about being put in a charitable trust. If you put in a charitable trust, then the cost of everything falls on the trustees, and they've got to get the money for it. Well, I wasn't going to tell that round on it as a trustee.
Thank you.
So,
Any other questions from the public?
We've just moved in, Burnside House, Gardens, sorry. The car park side of the play area, will that be closed at certain times, or will it be completely open?
It's not got to that stage yet.
No,
So
that's fine.
as things progress, as I said, there'll be, we meet once a month with the exception of August, first Tuesday of every month. We rotate around the parish, so tonight we're in Moulton. We also use Moulton Seas End and Moulton Chapel. So watch this space. Yeah. Councillor Castle.
So regarding gateway, there'll be a gateway into the car parking area, and then the other side of the car park there will be another gate which will be locked all the time unless access into the park. And also if the drainage board, because the Moulton River runs all the way along the back there, and drainage board will want access. If they want access the village in, they'd be able to use that.
Councillor Gibson.
Thanks, Chairman. I'm going to try and choose my words because I don't particularly want to upset you. We work on the district council quite well. We have a good relationship. The survey's gone out, which has sparked a lot of interest for people. During the election last year, this was one of the topics on the doorstep. A lot of people in Moulton are very passionate about this and would like to get that park open. Councillor Castle will know that I've been pushing for a couple of years and asking questions where I can to get it open. And it seems to be a brick wall somewhere on the lines to getting it open. I hope that the park gets to go ahead and the children's play area, and we can push that. Talking about the setting up the group and the cost, obviously there is some money there that is already set aside for this. There's £250,000 set aside to open Moulton Park. Surely we can work with that to get this open, take the brick wall down and move to a position where the park can be open for everybody.
I can't respond to that. That's obviously a district council matter. We're at a parish council meeting. That would be for any potential further negotiation with the people involved, which would include the district council, not the parish council.
I think it's got to be all parties, isn't it? Trying to bring all parties together.
All the parish council is looking at doing is leasing an acre of land from the district council. If there's something, a pot of money that is there to be able to do something with the park, then that's up to the guardians of the pot of money to engage with the district council.
They have,
Right.
but they're waiting for the brick wall to come down.
Okay. Well, I'm not aware of that, but I'm sure Councillor Casson could take it on board.
Can I just say something? I mean,
I just got Councillor Benton.
yeah, you've said about the last couple of years, and I can understand that, but we've been talking about trying to do something in Moulton Park since it was bought in 2016, and we got absolutely nowhere. We've had people come and show us plans, all sorts of things, and it hasn't gone forward, has it? You all sit there, you can agree with me. People have come and gone, haven't they? And it just hasn't gone anywhere. I don't know why, because I'm not a district councillor. But somebody somewhere must know in the district council why nothing's happened. It's certainly not from our point of view. That's the bit I'm trying to get across. We engaged, we had plans for a play area that Eddie and the young ladies now. So, I mean, we put plans up to do that 5 years ago and got nowhere. You know, so don't try and lay it on the door of the parish council, because I shall get annoyed. And so we'll not it out of the parish council, because we have been trying to get things to happen.
Thank you. Councillor Gibson.
I don't know whether that was aimed at me. That wasn't my intention.
No, it was aimed at the district council.
That's fine. I just wanted to double check that wasn't what I was trying to do. Walk in and upset everybody and walk out. Not my style.
You did say at the beginning that you try not to upset.
Yeah, I know I am.
I'm not upsetting anybody either. I'm just saying that we all seem to think this has all been happening in the last year.
No,
It hasn't. It's been going on since, how long ago is it?
I've got letters coming through my door,
Yeah,
people trying to do
6
it
years ago.
for decades, so very much on your side, very
You
much
all
trying to
remember
help.
the meetings we had in here with 101 different solutions to what was happening to the park, wasn't it?
Right. Thank you. Councillor Cooper.
Well, I'm sure Andrew Malkin should remember his days on the parish council, which had gone back.
Try to forget them. But
I don't forget them, because you resigned as chairman and I got dropped. But that's quite a while ago now, and that's when we was fighting for a play area then. So it's been going on for a long time.
I remember those days.
Mm.
I remember when we bid for what was now Leather Avenue. And we're unfortunate with that.
I think 2 bids in, it was in the stratosphere.
There has always been a desire, I think, from every member of the parish council, and certainly from me as well, to try and deliver a play area. For
I think the
residents.
game changer though was the acquisition of the park.
Yeah.
That's when everybody drew a sigh of relief and thought, this is over at last. And that was in 2016, and here we are, 2022, and we're still no further forward. I don't know of a single person who's been able to set foot in that park since it was purchased in 2016. The sheep go in, the sheep come out, more sheep go in, no children go in. And I've said time again, it's time for the sheep to come out and the children to go in. It's way past that time.
Just Councillor Casson and then Councillor Tibbs.
Well, sorry, yes, I'm as well as everybody else, disappointed that there's not been a play area for Moulton all these years. I mean, ever since I've been in anything to do with a parish or a district, I mean, I can go back from 1984 when I joined Western Parish Council. There was people was talking about, you know, it's a shame that Moulton hasn't got a play area. Well, now we've got the golden opportunity to put a planning application in. It's got to go through planning, of course, but say, I don't know if we can turn the clock back. We've got to look forward and hopefully now get a play area for Moulton.
Thank you. Councillor Tibbs.
I think we're as close as we've ever been to getting play area, which everybody should be pleased about. As I see it, your play area is one issue, the rest of the park is the other. We've got a chance to get the play area. Now we've got the mandate with the survey, we need to push on with that and hopefully get that done, and then the rest of the park, it will have to sort itself out after COVID, once the district council gets itself sorted out. It's a totally different issue, in my view. You know, I think we concentrate as a parish council on that play area and get it to the village.
Yeah. Is there any other questions for the...
I've got one question I was asked to bring up. Would the council consider, if the Gardman site is sold, having a play area built in there out of 106 money that came from the parish council?
Well, first and foremost, the garden site's got to be sold. We're looking at green boards at the moment. And unless anything else materialises from that, I don't have to say anything as where we sit at this moment in time.
I was asked to bring it up.
Yes, sir, and then I'll come to you, Mr. Ingham.
Is there any reason why you're only looking at leasing? Is there an opportunity to purchase the 1 acre from the council?
No. In a simple question, it was a question that was given, but the answer was the park's in its entirety. Unless there's any change from that, we'll get Councillor Casson.
No, it's owned by the district council and it will carry on being owned by the district council.